So today we're making chocolate pound cake because it sounds delicious, because Christian was craving chocolate yesterday and I had some chocolate chips and I was like, I might as well just make something out of it. Cody recommended that I make food, and cake is food, so it's fine. So if he wanted savory, it's his fault. But there is another funny video. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but Christian is going to be in it, and we're going to do another funny video later. If you guys would suggest videos, then you would get more of what you wanted to see, but we're doing another cooking video, so it's all your fault. I've got a frog in my throat. So, we've got some of the prep already done, just because you guys should know how to do basics, and it makes the video faster. So we've got half a cup of butter and our sugar in our good old KitchenAid. We're gonna just cream it together. Alright, and I haven't made this recipe before, so if it turns out bad, then it's the recipe's fault, and it's fine. If you have parchment paper, I would use that for sure, but I don't, so it'll get interesting a little bit later, but I'll tell you why. So our butter and our sugar's creamed together, and now we're gonna add our eggs. You want 2 eggs, and it's hard to crack it one-handed when you've got such a small little guy, but that's okay. Don't want to show off, you know. It also calls for some espresso powder in it. I don't like that with my chocolate, even though I guess technically it just helps emphasize the chocolate flavor and bring it out. But since I don't like how dark it gets with the espresso, we're not using it. If you want to, go for it. It has a ganache on it. I'm using semi-sweet for the ganache and just the regular cocoa powder for the cake, because I don't want it too dark, because I'm not about that. But obviously choose whatever cocoa levels that you want. And add espresso if you want. But I didn't want to go to the store either, so we're making do with what we've got. For you vegans, you can easily adapt this. There is vegan sour cream, there's vegan... That's not vegan milk. You can use nut-based milks. I have almond milk in the fridge, but I wanted to save that for a milkshake I'm making later. But yeah, it's easy to adapt. There are eggs in it, but those are easily adaptable too. You can use flax eggs, or you can use applesauce. That wouldn't taint flavor or anything. So it'll be chill. So we've got our butter, sugar, eggs. Oh, we need to add the vanilla. Don't forget the vanilla. And if you taste your batter, some people don't, but if you taste your batter and it's not sweet enough, add a little bit more sugar or a little bit more vanilla, since we're not using the espresso. Your flavor might change a little bit, but that's not a huge deal. Not super pressing. If you want to use coconut oil, don't, because then it'll taste like coconut and you'll have a coconut chocolate pound cake. I did that once, so I was making brownies. And I was like, oh, I didn't use coconut oil. Made coconut brownies. They weren't bad, but that's not what I wanted. So all you people, they're like, oh, coconut oil doesn't taste like anything and change the flavor. It does. But that's fine, whatever. I've got all my dry ingredients already in here, again for time purposes. But now, where's my cup? Oh, now we need to add our sour cream. So you want half a cup of sour cream. Yummy. So it's gonna be thick, 2 C's, and delicious. That's a little bit more than I want, but it's fine. And I don't ever lock my KitchenAid, because then I can't lift up. It's just more of a pain. It's fine. And Christian, if he was making this, would get all of his liquid measuring cups out and dry measuring cups out and sift stuff. And that's why we don't bake together often, because he likes to follow the rules, stick to the stuff, and I just adapt as I need to. So he's kind of like Ina Garten, if you know who that is, and I don't know who I'm like, but I don't measure stuff as probably good as I should. That's fine. Alright, so now we're just gonna blend in our stuff. You don't want to overbeat stuff, because then it's gonna be kind of a dense in a bad way cake. So Don't overmix it, even though I have that problem because I like to stir. We're just gonna add about half of our dry ingredients and then stir it a little bit and then add the rest of it because you don't want it to poof up at you. It's poofing anyway. And then you also need a little bit of milk in it, but I'm gonna add that after I get all the dry ingredients in there. You can add it whenever, but just make sure you don't forget it because I almost forgot it and then I just looked at the recipe and I was like, oh crap, I almost forgot the milk. Poppy's in the front room watching Sesame Street. And it's almost nap time, y'all. Nap time now, she's fussy. So, while this is stirring, I'll tell you about the pan. Alright, so I'm just using a glass one because then it's cute. Line it with parchment paper and leave the edges tall so that you can pull it out because then it's easier to get out and then it looks nice. But I don't have any, so it's gonna be fine. So if you don't have any or don't want to use it, make sure you grease it really well so that it comes out. Don't make the mistake of not doing that because I've done that. But you bake it at 325 for like 45 to 50 minutes. So obviously we're gonna come back in a second, but we'll get all the excess off of our little, ooh, don't mind me. It's fine. Okay, we're just gonna use our finger because that's fine. Get all the excess out of there. And then once it's cooled, then you put the ganache on it and then you stick it in the fridge. If you don't want to put the ganache on it, then don't. If that's too chocolatey for you, that's fine. And we're just gonna call that good. So it is really dark, so keep that in mind. But I'm making this as a surprise for Christian and he doesn't like stuff super sweet, so this should be good. But if you want, you could put some whipped cream on it with some raspberries. And Megan actually inspired me to make this because she made her birthday cake and it was a devil's food cake, I think, with milk chocolate frosting. And it had raspberries in it and it was divine and really moist and delicious. So that inspired this because chocolate and fruit is delicious. And if you don't like it, then you're done. I guess I still like it. Poppy, just a minute, sweetie. So it looks like based on what's in my bowl, I will only need one of these. So I will be back in a second. So make sure you grease it really good. I put sugar in mine just now. If you don't want to do that, awesome. I think it would be a nice little touch to have a cute little bit of crystallized sugar on there. So you do you. Where's my towel? Right. But if you don't want to use spray, just use butter. I don't use that because I don't like to get it in my nails and it's gross to spread the fat around and it's fine. But we're just going to take him off and dump it. Because it's not going to rise a ton because it's pound cake, so it's supposed to be just kind of dense. But yeah, it fits in the one real nice. I got two out just in case. But if you want to make like smaller loaves or something, then split it up for sure. Or you can put it in a bunt. That would be fun. All right, so now he's done. We're gonna use our finger again. It's fine. I'm cooking with love. That's what that means. All right. So now you want to make it look cute in there. So you just kind of Make sure everything's all level in there or it'll bake unevenly and you'll have a weird lumpy butt. Okay. Don't mind me, I'm just playing in it now. All right. And then you scrape it off one more time. It's fine. Go. Sink. Okay. And then I just kind of shake it a little bit, kind of level off the top, and it's fun. All right, so this is what he looks like. Cute. I'm gonna put him in the oven 325 for 45 to 50 minutes. If your toothpick comes out clean, it's done. You don't want to overdo it, so I would check it at the 45. Check it at the 45. So if your oven runs hot or something, then you'll know to pull it because cooking time obviously varies. So I will see you in 45 to 50 minutes. Hi. So I made a few mistakes. One, didn't use heavy cream because I didn't want to go get some for the store, so I used milk. Two, my milk to chocolate ratio was not right, so my ganache was too thin. So I put some powdered sugar in it for sugar purposes because it was too bitter. Should have just used milk chocolate chips. And then it was also going to help thicken it up, kind of like a frosting would. I didn't put enough in to make it a frosting. I should have just done that. But this is what he looks like. It's kind of sad. I just drizzled it over there and let it soak in. Drizzled some more, you know, kind of thing, and bathed it in the ganache. But since it's not ganache, it's just going to sit up weird and have like a... It's fine. I haven't tasted it yet, besides what was left in the pan a little bit, just because I wanted Christian to have it for when he gets home from work. So, kind of sad, not right, but it tasted good from what I had. The ganache tastes good, it's just too wet. So make sure you actually use what's on the recipe, and then you won't have this sad, like, leaky whatever. It should still taste good though. Again, I still would add whipped cream, and I want to go get some raspberries after I get home from work because then it'd be extra tasty. But this kind of made me think of Haley too, because she likes kind of chocolatey, intense stuff. Mom makes a chocolate lava cake in little ramekins. That's pretty intense. Lining it with sugar was good though, so good job me for doing that. But yeah, here's my sad little friend that we're gonna eat later. It still is gonna taste good, it just doesn't look good and doesn't look as fudgy as the recipe picture, but those are photoshopped anyway, so it's fine. But I hope you enjoy our little experiment, and our fun video that I talked about earlier won't probably be until next week because the in-laws are coming this weekend, so I'll keep you posted, but I'll see you when I see you.